Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on regular regular plural verbs. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select English Language Arts, Grade 3. Then we scroll down up until we get to our chapter of regular past tense. So our chapter is regular past tense. Our subject is English Language Arts, Grade 3. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on is to identify verbs in the regular past tense, which sentence is in the regular and which sentence is in the regular past tense. All right. So regular past tense, right? So we have regular and we have irregular, let's say verb tenses, right? Or tenses. But when it comes to regular past tenses, and then it is basically just past tenses that tells you about something that has happened already. And when we write something in the past tense, then it means that our verb is going to end in ed. So once you write, once you write down whatever that you did, you are then going to, for example, write your verb, but then you're also going to add ed to your verb to show that it is in the past tense. For example, we can say we washed the car a few days ago. So we say we washed the car a few days ago. And if we look at the verb, right, the verb or the action within that sentence is washed, right, which means that washed is the action that the person is doing. And also with the verb, we basically just added ed to that verb to show the regular past tense. As you can see, basically nothing has changed other than we followed the rule of adding ed to that verb to show that it is the regular past tense. If we look at a few more examples, right, of regular past tense, then we can use words like, let's say, for example, like in the present tense, we can say it is jump, right? But then in the past tense, I jumped over the fence, which means that we add an ed, right? Or in the present tense, we can say I walk to school. But then in the past tense, we can say I walked to school, which means that we just added an ed to that verb to show that it is now the regular past tense. It tells us that something has happened already and it's basically in the past. Um, Even talk, right? I talk to my friends. But in the present tense, or yesterday or this morning, remember anything that happened already, whether it is this morning, whether it is a few hours ago, yesterday, last week, last year, it means that it happened already and it is in the past tense, right? So in the present tense, we can say talk, but then in the past tense, I talked, right? Yes. Need, I need you to do something for me. I needed you to do something for me. Well done. So yes, can you think of more regular past tense that ends in ed? Remember, we have different um there's different words. If we basically say it in the past tense, then basically it changes. But words like, for example, sing, sang, that is irregular past tense, right? Because remember, here it doesn't follow a rule at all. So the wording changes, right? Even think and thought, this is an irregular past tense because the wording changes. There's no rule that it follows, but we need to follow the rule of adding ed to the word. Yes, like play, right? Because in the past tense, I played football with my friends. So well done, because there we have the ed. That is the rule that we follow in order to show that something has happened already. It is the past, it is the regular past tense. Yes, I watch TV, right? Or I watch television. And in the past, I watched television. All right. Can we think of more words, right? That is in the past tense or that shows the regular past tense that tells us that something has happened or something that has already happened in the past. All right. All right. So if we look at more words, right, that is regular in the past tense, I'm going to choose words and then you can give me the past tense of those words. So we already have jump, we have walk, talk, need. Yes, we have clap, right? And in the past tense, we clapped for our friend. So it's clapped with a double P. So it's one word, it's one P when we write the word clap, right? But if we write it with, let's say you write it in the past tense, then we basically add PED to it. But clapped is correct. Well done. All right, if we look at another one, let's say skip. What is the past tense of skip? Past tense of hop. Listen, look, and kick. What is the past tense of these words that I just wrote on there? Just hop, listen, skipped, look, and kick. Ah, I already wrote kicked. What is the past tense of look, skip, listen, and hop? So when it comes to hop, right? The word hop is of course where you are jumping on get you are basically like moving from one hopping from one place to the other, but we say hop with one P. But as soon as we write it in the past tense, we say hopped with a double P, right? The same like with clapped. Yes, we have looked and we add an ED. And also when it comes to skip, also skip. If you write it with we were in the if you write it in the present tense, it is skip with one P, right? But as soon as we write it in the past tense, we write it with a double P, right? We write it with a double P, so we add PED, and then we have listened. Well done. Well done. Right? So these are but a few regular past tense, and with regular past tense, it usually tells us about something that has happened already, and we follow the rule of the past tense that says that we need to add ed to show our regular past tense, right? Remember I said words. Remember I said words like sing or sang, think or thought. Those are even run and ran. Those are words that is irregular past tense. These are words that are irregular past tense, right? Because the wording changes and they didn't, for example, follow the rules like ed, right? So when we add ed, then that is a regular past tense because that is just what we are going to follow. All right. So now if we look at our exercise that we have over here, right? The exercise says we arrived late. What is the regular past tense by this sentence, the first sentence? We arrived late. What is the regular past tense? We arrived late. We need to underline or identify the regular past tense within that sentence. So if we look at the sentence, we arrived late. What is the regular past tense within that sentence? Is it we? Is it arrived? Or is it late? All right. And if we were to identify our regular past tense, then we're going to say arrived is our regular past tense. So arrived is our regular past tense. The next one says, number two says, Henry clapped his hands. Henry clapped his hands. What is the regular past tense within that sentence? Henry clapped his hands. We need to select the regular past tense within the sentence. All right, then if we were to select our regular past tense, then yes, clapped is our regular past tense because it shows the action that Henry did. Well done in the past. Here it says Perry and his brother hated the long walk to the store. What is the regular past tense within that sentence? So Perry and his brother hated the long walk to the store. We need to select the regular past tense within that sentence. All right, yes, if we select our regular past tense within the sentence, then hated is our regular past tense. The fifth one says Eve acted happy. Eve acted happy, meaning that she was pretending to be happy. She wasn't really happy, but she was pretending. She acted happy. We need to select our regular past tense. All right, and if we were to select our regular past tense within that sentence, right? And then we're going to say that Eve acted happy. So which means that acted is our regular past tense. And the last one says, the clown amused us. The clown amused us. We need to select our regular past tense. The clown amused us. We need to select the regular past tense within that sentence. And if we were to select our regular past tense, we would say, the clown amused. Amused is the word that shows what the clown did, right? Meaning he was funny. We laughed. That is what it means. All right. So these are but a few examples of our regular past tense. They said with our regular past tense, it usually tells us about something that has happened already. And with regular past tense, we follow the rules of either adding ed or we just add a d depending on the word. If the word ends with an e, like hated, then we just add a d, right? And we made examples of a few. We said jumped, walked, talked, needed, played, watched, clapped, hopped, listened, skipped, looked, and kicked. Those are the words that we have identified. All right, so now let's go to aplusstudents.ca and we're going to continue with our lesson, which is identify verbs in the regular past tense, and then we're going on to the test. All right, so we said that the past tense, it usually tells us about something that had happened already. And with the past tense, we see that we need to follow a rule. And the rule that we need to follow, it shows that we need to add ed to our verb to show the tense. All right, so now let's do like three activities and then we are going to our test. It says the home run astonished everyone. We need to select the past tense verb. The home run astonished me or astonished everyone. We need to identify the past tense verb. All right, and if we were to select our regular past tense, it says the home run astonished everyone, and then we can say astonished is our regular past tense. So astonished is our regular past tense. All right, so it says Dale emptied the box of cookies onto the plate. So Dale emptied the box of cookies onto the plate. We need to select well done. Astonished is correct. Now by the second one, Dale emptied the box of cookies onto the plate. All right, and if we select our past tense verb, and then we can say emptied is our past tense verb. The only thing that is like that changes is empty, we write with a Y, and once we write it in the past tense, we still say EMPT, but instead of putting the Y, we put the I, then ED. The next one says, he begged to stay late. He begged to stay late. And if we select the past tense, we'll say beg. He begged to stay late. So well done. All right, so now we're going to our test. So we're going to our test where we are going to identify verbs in the regular past tense, right? It says she tried something new. We need to identify the regular past tense within that sentence. All right. So she tried something new. Yeah, so if we were to select our past tense verb, we will say that tried is our past tense verb. So the same with empty, the Y then changed into an I, and we just added ed. Pancho attacked the maths test. We need to select the past tense. Pancho attacked the math test. All right, and if we would select our past tense, we would say attacked is our regular past tense. So well done. Option one is correct. Who turned up the music? So who turned up the music? We need to select the past tense verb. Is it turned or is it music? So turned or music, option one or option two. All right. And if we were to select the past tense verb, we would say turned is our past tense verb. So well done. Option one. The home run astonished everyone. So the home run astonished everyone. All right. So if we select the past tense verb, we say astonished. Option one is our past tense verb. All right, let's go to the last one. It says he begged to stay late. He begged to stay late. Is it begged option one or is it stay option two? So he begged to stay late. Is it option one or option two? All right, and if we select the past tense verb, then begged, yes, is correct. So well done. Begged is correct. Now we're going on to the next lesson, which is which sentence is in the regular past tense. We now need to say which sentence is in the regular past tense. All right, so now it says, if we look at these sentences, right, it says, Haley studied at her desk. The clown amused us. Eve acted happy. If we look at all of those sentences, then all of those sentences is in the regular past tense. And if we were to identify those words, then it is Haley studied at her desk. The clown amused us. And Eve acted happy. Yes, so well done. All right, so now we're going on to our test where we are going to say which sentence is in the regular past tense. It says Henry clapped his hands or Russell will complete the test. We need to select the past tense. No problem. All right. So now if we select our, or which, if we say which sentence is in the past tense, we're going to say Henry clapped his hands. Do we say the woman curls her hair, or do we say the dog dragged the cat? And if we select the sentence that's in the past tense, we will say the woman dragged the cat because dragged is our regular past tense verb. All right, if we select the next one, it says the God allowed us in, or do we say and will earn the money? Which sentence is in the past tense? So the God allowed us in, or do we say and will earn the money? All right, and if we select the sentence, then the correct sentence, we will say, the God allowed us in. So which means that option one is correct. Yes, well done. All right, the next one. Which sentence is in the past tense? Do we say carried dripped brushes into paint, dipped brushes into paint, or Gable sort the books? Carried dipped brushes into paint, or do we say Gabe will sort the books? All right, so if we select our regular past tense, we would say carried dipped brushes into paint, meaning our regular past tense is dipped in that sentence. The clown amused us, or do we say I often borrow Kayla's pen? So we either choose that the clown amused us or I often borrow Kayla's pen. We need to choose the correct past tense verb. Option one or option two. The clown amused us or I often borrow Kayla's pen. And if we select the correct answer, then yes, option one, because amused is the past tense. So well done. All right, let's do the last one. It says Haley studied at her desk. Haley studied at her desk, or I will divide the cake. I will divide the cake. We need to select the regular past tense. Either Haley studied at her desk or I will divide the cake. All right, so do we say Haley studied at a desk? Option one, or I will divide the cake amongst everyone. The past tense, the past tense. All right, and if we select the regular past tense, then we say Haley studied. You see what studied also, right? The Y fell away and the I was then added in that place. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson, grade 3 on regular past tense. We say that regular past tense tells us what had already happened, right? It's in the past, it happened already, right? So even like I say, even if it's an hour ago, 2 hours ago, 5 hours, 10 hours, the day ago, it is all the regular past tense. All right. So we said that also with our regular past tense, all we do is we add ed. But this is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade threes, for joining the class and for interacting. Till next time, have a good weekend further. Goodbye.